Welcome to Ask and Learn.
Okay, so the first part of the question says, if the file is not locked, then new messages will be queued. So we can break up that one sentence in we'll say A equals, that doesn't look like an A, I'm sorry. We'll say A equals file system locked, because this the statement is, if the file system is not locked, then new messages will be queued. So A is the inverse, which is file system is locked. So not A would be file system is not locked. And then the next one is new messages will be queued. So then our B equals new messages will be queued. Okay. And then the next statement we have is, if the new system is not locked, then if the file system is not locked, excuse me, then the system is functioning normally. So we stay with our A, the file system is not locked, and then now we have the system is functioning normally. So we'll set C equal to system functioning normally. Okay. And then next we have, if new messages are not queued, so that's B, which is new messages will be queued, the inverse of that, then we will be sent, then the new messages will be sent to the message buffer. So now we have our next one, which is new messages will be sent to the message buffer. Message buffer. Okay. And then it also says, if the file system is not locked, then new messages will be sent to the buffer. And then the last sentence says, new messages will not be sent to the message buffer. So now we know we have conditional statements. So we can go back and write out these statements through using propositional logic. And so we have, the first sentence says, if the file system is not locked, so we'll have not A. So if not A, then new messages will be queued, and new messages will be queued is B. And then the second sentence says, if the file system is not locked, so yet again, not A, if not A, then the system is functioning normally. So if not A, then C. And then our next sentence says, if new messages are not queued, so now we have not B, new messages are not queued. So if not B, then they will be sent to the message buffer. So if not B, then D. And then the next sentence we have says, if the file system is not locked, so yet again, not A. So if not A, then new messages will be sent to the message buffer. So if not A, then D. And the last sentence we have says, new messages will not be sent to the message buffer. So that gives us, our last one is not, I apologize, not D. And so we're asked if the system is consistent. And so for the system to be consistent, we have to focus on the last statement made. And so the last statement made is, new messages will not be sent to the message buffer, because we do have that not in front of that D. So that means new messages will not be sent to the message buffer. And so we can go back up. So we know that our D has to be false. So D is false. This is where our answer bank is going to be. We'll start the box right here. So D is false. And so starting from D, or the last statement, we'll work backwards. And our next, second to last statement is not A. If not A, then D. So If the file system is not locked, then new messages will be sent to the message buffer. But our D is false, so we need the inverse. So if we have the inverse, that means that the file system is going to be locked in order for new messages to not be sent to the message buffer. So that means our A has to be true. So our A is true. Next, we look at the third to last, and we have if new messages are not queued, then the system or the new messages will be sent to the message buffer. So we also, just like we did before, we see the inverse. So for messages to be queued, that means that the messages won't be sent to the message buffer. So that means our B has to be true as well. And then next we have if the file system is not locked because we have not A, then the system is functioning normally. But when we go back to the second to last question or statement, and it says that not the file system is not locked, then new messages will be sent to the message buffer. So, and we found that we needed the inverse of that. So just so that our system is consistent. So that means we have to find the inverse of this as well. So our A is true. We know that our A has to be true, which means that our C has to be false. So the system has to not be functioning normally for our system has to be locked so that the system is not functioning normally, which means that new messages will not be sent to the message buffer. So that means our C is false. And this is how the system will be consistent. So in order to have consistency throughout this system and these statements, the D has to be false, our A has to be true, our B has to be true, and our C has to be false.